Hello students, good morning all of you. I welcome you all in the session of EVS 2. As I am always reminding you all in all my videos to read the lesson before watching the video so you can understand the explanation properly. Now today we will be having an information or we will be learning about life on earth, which is the third chapter of EVS 2. Let us have a look on the important points of this chapter. This is our third chapter, Life on Earth. In this chapter, we are going to cover these 3 points. First point, formation of the earth. Second point, beginning of life on the earth. Third point, the animal world on the earth. So before beginning with our first point, I would like to ask you all some questions related to our celestial bodies. What is this celestial bodies? The bodies like moon, stars which we see in the sky are called heavenly bodies or celestial bodies. Okay? So, when you see moon or stars in the night, don't these questions come in your mind? Why these stars are twinkling in the sky? Why moon shines? Why do we see moon and stars only in the night? Why can't we see during the day? Why do we see sun only during the day? Why not in the night? Where does sun goes in the night? Where does stars and moon goes in the night? Correct? All these questions come in our mind and we become very curious to know the answers about it. The questions come in our mind. Why? Where are we living on the earth? Why only earth has life? Why not other planets? Correct? Why sun is so hot and the moon is so cold? What is there inside our earth? There are lot of question comes in our mind, and it is a vast syllabus, vast aspect to learn about. Geography is not a small thing. Mostly all these topics we learn in geography subject, right? So why are we studying this in history? Because we cannot separate history and geography. Okay? History is always connected with geography. In fact, all the things on this earth has its history. Our earth, our solar system, all the celestial bodies, the human life on the earth, everything has history. Okay? And that is why we are learning little bit aspects of formation of the earth in our chapter lesson number 3, history.
Sure.
So this is our first point, formation of the earth. So there are some questions comes in our mind. What is the example given in the textbook? How did the earth on which we live come to be? When did that happen? Was it always the way we see it today, or has it undergone any kind of changes? If it has got changed, what exactly are those changes? Means what happened in the earth? Earth is changing, or does it remain the same how it was formed earlier? Okay, so all these questions we are going to get the answer. Today we are going to see how our earth came into existence, how our solar system came into existence, okay, in this first point. So on the basis of scientific research, as you can see, this is the picture of earth. So let us understand how earth came into existence. So based on the scientific research, according to the scientists, it is believed that around 4.5 billion years ago, means 4.5 billion years before, an enormous cloud of very hot gases and dust spinning at a very great speed, means the cloud in the universe, cloud and hot gases and dust, these all the three things were moving around in a very great speed in the universe. Okay, they were moving very great speed, very fast they were moving, and suddenly, because of its circular motion and a great speed, there is called a division. This causes division in them. Okay, means there is a blast in that, and because of that the different parts has formed of this enormous cloud and hot gases. Okay, and what is these different parts? I will show you in the picture. This is the picture of our solar system. Can you all see that? We have seen in the previous chapter also. Now, because of the spinning and moving of that gases and cloud at a very great speed, suddenly there is a blast, and then what happens? All the things got divided, and after the division, what it got made? There is an existence of our solar system. They got divided into many parts, and these parts only later on become our solar system. In our solar system, who is the head of our solar system? Sun. And then there are 8 planets. Later on, we discovered by the scientist 9th planet also, which is called Pluto, and it is also called as dwarf planet. Okay. Now, which is our first planet? First planet? Mercury. Then after Mercury, Venus. Then comes our third planet, which is our Earth. Then which is the fourth one? Mars. Fifth, Jupiter. Sixth, Saturn. Seventh, Uranus. Eighth, Neptune. Okay. And the newly found planet is a Pluto. Now, why this Pluto is called a dwarf planet? Dwarf means very far away. This Pluto is very far away from all these planets, compared to all these planets. That is why it is also called as dwarf planet. Is that clear? So this is the way our heavenly bodies, our solar system came into existence. So this way our solar system came into existence, and how many years ago? 4.5 billion years ago. So how much old our Earth has its history? 4.5 billion years history our Earth is having. Now the question comes, why only Earth has life? Why not other planets have life? So our Earth is a special planet which has all the things available which is favorable for life. Whereas other planets have some other things and some other things are absent. That's why life does not exist on other planets. Among all the planets in our solar system, only our Earth has life. Is that clear? Because on our Earth we have atmosphere, we have greenery, we have water, means all the things which is very essential for the life is available on the Earth. That's why only Earth is the planet which has life in it, otherwise no other planet has life. Understood, everybody? Now let us begin with our second point, beginning of life on the Earth. This is our second point. How life started on the Earth. When Earth got formed, who came first? Humans came first, animals came first. These questions come in our mind, no? So how we'll come to know? According to the scientist, the Earth is the only planet where life is known to be exist. Correct? Now, after the formation of the Earth, immediately life came into existence on the Earth? No. It took 80 crore years for the Earth's surface to cool down. First, the surface. Surface means the upper part, upper layer of the Earth. Okay? Surface means the upper layer of the Earth takes how many years? 80 crore years to cool down. Understood? Then it is believed that various kinds of unicellular organisms or living things first appeared. After cooling down of the Earth, then what happened? Slowly, the trees and water bodies, the rivers and oceans got developed. Okay? Very slowly and gradually they got developed on the surface of the Earth. After the development and the formation of water bodies, what happened? According to the scientists, the first living organism came into existence. Where? In air or land or water? First living organism came into water. Okay, first appeared in water. What is the name of that first living organism? It is called protozoa. What is the name? It is called protozoa, and it is a unicellular organism. Do you see the picture? This is protozoa and it has only one cell. This is the cell. Okay, and because this has only one cell, it is called unicellular organism. Understood, everybody? Now, after this, according to scientists, slowly, this unicellular organism got developed into multicellular living things. Okay? Multicellular living things then become slowly, these organisms got developed into different animals and reptiles and other things according to the scientist. Now, when we talk about protozoa, can you see protozoa with your naked eye without the help of anything? Directly you can see the protozoa? No. Protozoa are so tiny, very small, that they cannot be seen with naked eye. Means directly you cannot see them. Then how can we see them? To see them, we need a instrument. What is the instrument we need? This is the instrument. What it is called? A microscope. We can see protozoa only with the help of microscope. Is that clear? So, with this, we have completed our second point, that is beginning of life on the earth. Now coming to our third point, how the animal and human beings on the world got developed on the earth. About human beings development, we are going to study in the next chapter. In this chapter, we are going to study about the animal world on the earth. So, on our earth, there are two division of living things. Two main division of living things. What is that? Plants and animals. So, our living things on the earth got divided into two, which is I call plants and animals. Correct? Now, what is the difference between plants and animals? Both are coming in living things, but there is a big difference in both of them. Correct? Why plants are called living things? Because plants prepare their own food with the help of photosynthesis, sunlight. Correct? Second, they are breathing. Breathing means we breathe, no? We inhale and exhale. What do we inhale? Oxygen. What do we exhale? Carbon dioxide. Same way, breathing process is there in plants also. What are they inhaling? This is the difference over here. We inhale oxygen, means all the animals, human beings, we inhale oxygen. But plants are inhaling carbon dioxide. And what do they exhale? They are exhaling, means they are giving out oxygen. Okay, so because of breathing process is there in plant, they prepare their own food, they are coming under the category of living things. But what is the difference between animals and plants? The big difference is animals, human beings can move from one place to another. Can plants and trees move? No. They cannot move from one place to another. They have to be at a one place only. This is the big difference between animals and plants. So as we have seen some characteristic of plants, that they breathe, they cannot move here and there for their food, and also they prepare their own food. Same way, there are some characteristics of our animal world also. As I already told about humans, we are going to study in the next chapter. Here some of the characteristics given about animals. What are these characteristics? What characteristics our animal have? First, animals also breathe. Animals also inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. What is the second characteristics? Animals can move here and there, means they are moving for what? To get food and for other purposes. Why are they moving from one place to another? Why are they migrating from one area to another area? There are many reasons behind it. The main reason is to get the food and water. Many times they migrate from one area to another area, from one place to another place, because of atmospheric conditions also. So this shows the second characteristic of animals, that they can move. They are not stable. They can move from one place to another. Third important characteristic of animals is animals of some species lay eggs and their young ones are born out of eggs. Whereas animals of some other species give birth to their young ones directly. Okay, so here are the two categories of animals. One category which lay eggs and their babies come out of the eggs. Another category is the animals which gives birth directly to their young ones. Now can you name the animals which lay eggs? So most of the birds and reptiles coming under this category who give eggs and their babies come out of the eggs. Okay, and mostly the mammals. Which animals are called mammals? The animals which give birth directly to their young ones are coming under the category of mammals. So they give birth directly to their young ones. What is the example? Goat, monkey, cheetah, cow, okay, tiger. All these animals are giving directly birth to their young ones, whereas butterfly, chameleon, bird and many other examples, snake, crocodile, turtle, all these are giving eggs. They are laying eggs and their babies come out of their eggs. With this we have completed our all the 3 points of third chapter, Life on Earth. I hope you all must have understood all the 3 important points clearly.
Start.
Now coming to the conclusion of the lesson. Today in this lesson we have studied formation of the earth. Second, we have studied about the first living being existed on the earth, which is called protozoa. And third, we have studied some characteristics of animals. With this, we have finished with third chapter. In my next video, I will be explaining you about lesson number 4. Till then, take care.